All right, hello everyone. I am Jasmine, the Chief Director of Entrepreneurial Growth and Innovation at the Progress Center for Black Women, and I am here with Candy Phelps, our wonderful partner and owner of Bizzy Bizzy LLC. So we're just gonna kind of dive in and talk to Candy today about what Bizzy Bizzy is, what it offers, and how they've partnered with us to offer lots of services to our entrepreneurs and our Focus Accelerator. So, Candy, I'll give it over to you to introduce yourself, and then we'll dive into some questions with Candy.
Thanks, Jasmine. Thanks for having me today. As you mentioned, I'm Candy Phelps. My company is Bizzy Bizzy. We are a local creative agency here in Madison, and we've been in business for 15 years. Our specialty is doing WordPress web design and branding for small businesses and startups. We love working with entrepreneurs and startups because we love working with people who are really passionate about what they're doing. We love working with people who are making a difference in the world. And that's one of the reasons why we love working with the Progress Center.
Perfect. Thank you for that. So we'll just dive in. So can you dive a little bit deeper into what are the services that Busy Busy offers?
Sure. So we specialize in WordPress web design, and our process is a little bit different than traditional creative agencies. We work in real time on Zoom with all of our clients in what we call 1-day sprints. So if you need a small website for a brand new business, let's say you're a cleaning company or a service-based business, we can actually build an entire website for you in 1 day. We get a team together, usually a web developer, a designer, a creative director. Occasionally we'll have a writer involved as well. And we collaborate in real time with our clients. So all of the services we offer are in this style of 1-day sprints. Some projects are bigger and take multiple 1-day sprints to accomplish. And some projects we can actually do in a day. We do 1-day brandings, which include logo design services and working through mission, vision, and values with people, doing their brand archetype profiles. And then we also have search engine and social media services as well.
Perfect. So lots of great services that small business owners can get help with. So can you describe our partnership? So we've been partnering with Busy Busy for quite a while, and they've been offering a lot of their services to our entrepreneurs who take part in our Focus Accelerator, which is entrepreneurial training that targets the day-to-day operations of running a business. So Candy, do you mind just kind of describing what our partnership looks like? And can you maybe talk about some of the outcomes that have come out of this partnership?
Sure. So we started a few years ago offering monthly office hours with some of the folks going through the program. And that basically just looks like doing Zoom calls with people and answering their questions about web design, different technology questions they might be having, branding questions, and really just kind of being that resource for folks when they don't know what they don't know and making sure they can get clear information. Especially with web design services and search engine optimization, there's a lot of technical jargon that's involved. And a lot of times entrepreneurs don't know the right questions to ask when they're about to hire a vendor. So our services through our office hours are really just consulting and answering questions. But we also have actually, we'll get in there and actually point someone's domain if they need help after they built their own website. We'll help people review proposals if they are getting multiple bids and they don't really know how to compare apples to apples. We've actually done a number of services for folks who hired us to build their websites or do their logos. So we work with a number of nonprofits and small business owners through the focus group. And this year we were able to offer 2 full days a month of office hours. So we've been getting booked solid with meetings. We usually have 4 to 6 meetings every other Monday with different entrepreneurs. Some of them will make follow-up meetings with us, if they need additional help when we can't get everything done in an hour or whatever that we have. But yeah, just answering all sorts of questions about branding, social media, technology, and just trying to get people pointed in the right direction when they're first getting online with their digital presence, and making sure that they know what questions to ask vendors. They can use us as a resource. And of course, we're always happy to work with them on anything that they would like to hire us for.
Yes, perfect. So Candy and her team have been very instrumental in helping our entrepreneurs in those different sectors of having a business. Also, Candy has done several workshops for our Focus Accelerator around branding, social media strategies, and some web design stuff too. So it's been very helpful for entrepreneurs to get that information and to hear from Candy about her expertise. Also, Candy has been really great with coming to networking events and interacting with a lot of our entrepreneurs and our focus accelerator or just people in our network in general. So Candy does a lot within our community at the Progress Center and within our focus accelerator. So we truly appreciate her. So next question we're looking at is what does the process look like when entrepreneurs schedule an office hours and what does that session look like for them?
Sure. So I think they get a link from you a couple times a month usually, and that's just an appointment calendar to set up a time on Zoom. And there's just a couple questions on there. It usually is just what's your biggest question about branding or web design. Um, I can't remember exact wording of that question, but usually what happens is I'll get those emails and kind of review their website if that's something they need help with, or review whatever they have problems with. We jump on the Zoom call and really just they tell me a little bit about their business, where they're at, and then we go through whatever questions they may have. We usually have about 45 minutes on each call. And if there is a question that somebody has that is like something we can fix right then and there, I always tell people bring your login information if you have it, so that if somebody is like on their Wix website trying to figure out, how to move their logo or something, I will just get in there and fix it for them if it doesn't take very long. Um, and I always encourage them to do follow-up meetings. So sometimes we run out of time and there's things we'd like to get to. I was just working with an entrepreneur a couple of weeks ago, and she had a question about, she wanted feedback on her logo and was feeling like it wasn't quite, um, didn't quite feel like her, or it wasn't unique enough, or wasn't quite like what she was going for, but she did like it. And so we ended up scheduling a follow-up, and we just actually redesigned her logo and tweaked it so that she was, felt like it was a little more unique and more branded for her. And, it only took us a couple of hours to do that because she was super well prepared and had done her homework. So, um, yeah, we're happy to do those things for folks. They just need to set up an appointment. We'll figure out what their needs are and then figure out if we're not the people to help them. We always, send a list of resources. We've got tons of contacts in the community, both other business owners who are offering sort of similar services. Um, and also just generally, like, I've been in business for 15 years. So if you need help with your accounting, I might know somebody who can help, or if you need help with whatever it is, you're looking for an office space, I probably know somebody who can connect you with someone. So love connecting people in the community, and totally happy to just roll up my sleeves and do fix some problems for people if that's what they need done.
Awesome. Speaking of prepared, what is the best way for an entrepreneur to prepare for an appointment with you?
Really just thinking through, what is their top question? Like, usually it's something that is like stopping them from moving forward about their branding or their website or some technology in their business. And so just giving that some thought before they make the appointment. And then just preparing any kind of login information that you might have. So, if you haven't looked at your domain for a couple years, just go log in and make sure you can actually get into that if that's the thing you need help with, so that we don't spend a bunch of time trying to get logged in and resetting passwords during the meeting, which is of course like half the battle is getting logged in.
Perfect, perfect. And then I know we did not too long ago, you had offered the Wix website workshop. Do you mind just kind of talking a little bit more about that workshop?
Sure. Yeah, we offered a Wix website. So the Wix platform is something we don't use a ton in our business. We specialize in WordPress, but it is a really layperson friendly platform if you're going to build your own website. And it's very easy to get up and going, but it is helpful for people to have just a little bit of direction. So we offered an all-day workshop where people came in and either they already had started a Wix website and just needed a little bit of help, or they were just starting something from scratch, and we kind of got them going and moved them forward in their web design. We were able to answer questions about, domain and search engine optimization, and then just make sure they're comfortable with the interface. Like some of it's very intuitive, and then sometimes, you just might need someone to show you where to click when you want to add a new page or something like that. So we had, yeah, someone who came in with I would say a very basic, very, um, half done website. And then she left with what I thought was a great looking website that she built herself with just a little bit of direction. And she's, yeah, using that website today.
Awesome. Yeah, that we heard that was a really great experience for her. So we appreciate you being able to offer that for entrepreneurs. Can you talk about maybe a couple of success stories that really stand out to you from a few of the entrepreneurs that you worked with in our network?
Sure. Well, so Donna Hart from Heartbeat Boutique, she was someone who she had built a Square website, and or maybe she had hired someone and it was just really like not a great looking website. She owns a boutique on the west side. It's a retail shop, and she wanted to be able to update the site herself. So the first meeting with her was just consultation, and this is an important thing I coach a lot of folks on, is like, what platform should your website be built on? There's a lot of options, a lot of choices. And in some cases, I'll recommend WordPress. In some cases, I'll recommend Wix. And in her case, I did not recommend that she switch platforms because all of her in-person inventory tracking is through Square. All of her like POS system is through Square. So it's kind of a common thing for folks who have physical products. They're out either at like markets selling things, or they have a physical retail space. I almost always recommend using the platform that is their POS system for their website, because it makes the inventory tracking and the admin super um, streamlined. And if you have two different platforms, it's just an admin headache. So we did not actually build Donna's website, but we helped walk her through hiring somebody on the Square Marketplace, and kind of helped her choose a good vendor for the budget that she had, and made sure that she was going to have full control over the website and make sure she was making a smart choice. And she ended up hiring somebody for what I thought was a very reasonable cost. And her website turned out awesome, and she was really happy with it. So that's just an example of, a couple quick calls. She was able to feel really confident about making that choice of spending $1,000 or $1,500 on who to hire, because we were able to kind of coach her through that process. That was just one person. And then I think I mentioned the logo design the other day. We worked with somebody who is starting a wellness company, and she had started building her website and I think she had found a logo on Canva and was feeling like it was a little bit generic. And we were able to take something on Canva that, who knows how many thousands of people are using that same logo, and actually get in there and swap out the head. It was a woman's profile. And we actually just like took out that face, put in a different face that felt more authentic to her brand. And now she has a logo that she can feel really good about. And also, that didn't cost her anything. We were able to do it in the matter of the office hours. And we also did a lot of like reviewing her brand voice and looking at her content and all of those things. So I feel like the website that she has now with her brand and her logo is one of the more outstanding examples of somebody who did it themselves. Like, she did not pay a cent to anybody to do their logo or their website, but it looks awesome just because she had a little bit of guidance. So
Nice. Love to hear those success stories. So, in terms of when you just mentioned about an entrepreneur who was looking for a web developer, excuse me, can you kind of talk about what are some things that small business owners should be looking for when hiring a web developer?
yeah, absolutely. I think one of the big questions is the platform itself. So making sure you're making a smart choice about what platform it's on. One thing I always tell people is to avoid a proprietary platform that like only the one agency or the one freelancer has built. A lot of times those companies will sell it as like really custom, and it sounds like, oh, you can get exactly what you want, and they'll build it bespoke for you. The danger of that, though, is if that freelancer drops off the face of the planet, or if it's an agency and they just keep raising their rates and raising their rates, you can get kind of held hostage because you invest in a website that then no one else can help you with. And you're just kind of either stuck with that person, or you have to start totally from scratch. So we always recommend using a platform that's widely popular. WordPress is open source. We love that one. But if you're a do-it-yourselfer, Shopify, Wix, Square, or Squarespace are all good options. The other thing is just making sure you're getting at least 3 quotes. So the web design world is like the Wild West. Like there's people who are selling $100 websites on Upwork, and there's people who are selling $100,000 websites. And especially because there's a lot of lingo and jargon, it's difficult sometimes as a small business owner to know what you're getting. One of the areas that I think is the most confusing is search engine optimization, or SEO. That's an area where a lot of companies will say they're doing SEO for you and they want to charge you a lot of money. And people just don't really know what it is they're getting. They know that it's important and they're willing to invest in it, but just being really cautious about the language, and asking the questions of what exactly are you doing for SEO every month or every week or the one time you build my site. So you have a good understanding of, what is this person doing compared to what is this person doing? And is that why the price is different? Just because everyone's doing SEO doesn't mean they're doing the same things. And then the other big tip I would say is just making sure you have total access and control over all of your assets. So when you build a website, there's going to be a lot of different accounts that get set up for you, whether that's your domain, your actual web admin, sometimes like a Google business profile. Like there's a lot of things that kind of go along with that, email newsletters. And it's helpful if you're paying someone that they build those accounts for you, but you want to make sure at the end, you're going to have all the logins and all of the administrator control. So that again, if you decide to hire somebody else or they drop off the face of the planet, you have all the access you need. You're not going to have to start anything from scratch. You're not going to have to just never send an email newsletter because your list is in there and you can't get in there. The domain is the most important thing. I never would suggest having a company buy your domain for you. Buy it yourself. It doesn't matter where you buy it. It's just as long as you have that username and login, then that way that's like your most valuable asset is your domain. That's where your email is going to be through. And you do not want to have to change your domain in a year or 5 years. It's a huge pain. And also it's got a lot of SEO value. So making sure you have control and you're like asking those questions up front to make sure you can log into the website, you can make changes, and that you're not going to be held hostage if you decide you don't like working with them a year or 2 years down the road.
Yes, that is very important and a lot of good information. I actually learned something myself, so that's really good to know. So anything else that we should know about Busy Busy? Anything you want to mention? Anything that you think entrepreneurs should know about website development?
I can't think of anything else, but yeah, just know that I'm a resource here. I'm happy to answer questions if people are, confused about something or they want to set up office hours. That's what we're here for. We're definitely just trying to help people get pointed in the right direction, and want to make sure that entrepreneurs are using their website and their brand and their digital assets in a way that's going to really propel their business and not get in this sticky situation where they're going to end up, it's going to hurt them in the long run or cause a huge pain of time suck and money wasted. So happy to help anybody, whether they're our clients or not, and definitely happy to partner with the focus group and the Progress Center going forward to make sure that your entrepreneurs are all set up for success.
Yes, thank you so much. So last question, how can entrepreneurs get in contact with you?
Our website is bizzybusycreative.com. That's Bizzy. And anybody can email us at info@bizzybusycreative.com. We also have, a few social media accounts that are very sad right now, but we are around on some of those accounts. But yeah, just shoot us an email, send us a contact form through our website. Happy to hear from you.
Absolutely. Also, feel free to reach out to me if you would like to get connected to Candy directly. I can do that as well. Also, definitely check out our testimonials from entrepreneurs that have worked with Candy. You can see those on our social media. And of course, Busy Busy is tagged. So you should see them on her pages as well. But this was really great, Candy. I thank you so much for your ongoing support of Focus and our entrepreneurs and just seeing all the amazing work that you do. We truly appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Jasmine. We really love working with y'all and appreciate the opportunity.